When we start to add integers, I'm going to give you a diagram or kind of a model that I'd like you to follow. And this is something that I would like you to use for quite a while until you really figure out how this works. This is a good model that you can write down, and eventually it's a good model that you should be able to visualize. Basically, the whole basis of this model is if you have a positive number and you have a negative number, and you put those two things together, or we add those two things together, that's equal to 0. So for instance, if I have positive 3 and negative 3 and I add those two things together, that equals 0. That's kind of the concept that we're going to be talking about today when we go through these quick example problems. So I'll give you the first one. We'll do 7 plus negative 4. So how I want you to make this model is underneath the positive 7, I want 7 plus signs. This stands for 7 positive numbers. Over here I want 4 negative signs. This stands for 4 negative numbers, or basically 4 negative ones is what it is. So like I talked about the concept of making 0. These two together make 0. These two together make 0. These two together make 0. These two to make 0. So then it's just basically what's left, and I can just count 1, 2, 3 positives. So my answer to this question is positive 3. If you draw this type of diagram every time until you get things figured out, you should be pretty successful. On the flip side, I'll give you another problem. Let's try negative 10 plus 5. So again, same thing. This is a negative 10, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's a positive 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now I'm working to make 0. So positive 1 and a negative 1 makes 0. There's another one that makes 0. 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 Here's what I'm left with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 negatives. My answer is negative 5. Now, you can do this with problems that you already know. Like, for instance, if I did just 3 plus 4, obviously you know that's 7, but it still works the same way. If I have 3 pluses and I have 4 pluses, there is not any negatives in this, so there's no way that we can make a 0. We need a positive and a negative to make 0. So basically it's just going through and counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positives, so my answer would be 7. The same thing works when you're doing all negative numbers too. Negative 3 plus negative 5. Here's 3 minuses, or 3 negatives. Here's 5. I don't have any pluses, so I'm not going to circle these or anything because a negative 1 and a negative 1 just makes negative 2. It doesn't make 0. So now it's just going through and counting again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative 8. This is the model that I would like to see until you get very comfortable with this. I'm going to put a couple of examples on here. I'd like you to try these on your own, draw the diagram out, and see how you do. And we'll give you a variety just so you can kind of see how this works. So we'll start with that one. We will do this problem. Let's do that problem, and then let's go this problem. So pause the video, give this a try, see how it goes. Make sure you've got those diagrams and that you can do that. That's what I'm going to be looking for. And then push play again and see how you did. All right, let's see how you did. So my diagram or model should look like this. I should have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I will do these. This makes 0. This makes 0. That makes 0. That makes 0. It's kind of like you have a dollar and you lose a dollar. You don't have any money. That's kind of how this works. So here's another one. Here's another one. Here's another one. All I have left is these two negatives. So your answer for this one should have been negative 2. Over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't make any zeros here because I don't have any positive numbers. I need a positive and a negative number to make 0. Count up all those minuses or negatives. That would be negative 12. Over here are a simple problem. I've got 2 negatives, 1 positive. Cancel out, make anything 0 that I can. This is what I'm left with. 1 negative, so it's -1. And then over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my 12 positives, my 6 negatives. Now these will all cancel out. Oops, these will all cancel out right here because I've got 6 negatives and 6 positives. I am left with 6 positives, so my answer is 6. Again, I want to see these diagrams for every single thing you're doing until you have this figured out.